Password. When I was a young kid, I never needed a password. Not easy, not medium, no strong, not any kind of password for literally anything. All I had to do is to keep my things in place, keep my shit sorted. As of today's life, we are in continuous fear of losing ourselves or our stuffs. So we have passwords, passcodes, numbers, patterns, and other security measures. In earlier times, illiterates had to stamp their thumb, print as their identical markings, and literates used to have a signature. Now almost there is no such difference is left when all are secured by a password or simply a PIN code. But trust me, there will be requirement for such a classification very soon. We can't put eggs and apples in the same basket. Well, personally when did I felt insecure for the first time was when I was in school, the late 90s. And on my birthday, I was gifted with a lot of birthday presents like a brand new eraser, pencils, sharpener, geometry box, etc. I studied in a central school, government driven school, so there were not many kids who would afford all that stationery, but I anyhow thought of carrying all that to my school one day. I reached school and like any other day attended the morning assembly. I was surprised to see when I came back that my whole bag was searched and a lot of things from the inside were missing. I felt like crying because my stuff was stolen. I did not know whom to tell, so I tried to tell my teacher. Another fact was I was not a bright student, so when I told this to my teacher, she asked me to sit back and not make any excuses. I could see some faces in the class giggling over my problem, but I could not prove them as if they have stolen my stuff. It never happened with me ever. It was like life was telling me, welcome to reality. Well, it is very thoughtful that why ever living in my family never came to know what is stealing and why all those kids who might have stolen my stuff, because on an examination day I could see them using the same stationery I brought to school. How they learned to steal, who taught them to do so, while we all studied in the same class with same teacher. Well, after that day, I trusted them a little less, and that trust kept on decreasing, adding to such events later in life with different people time to time. The psychology. Well, you heard of that magic trick when the magician asks you to think of a number 1 to 10 and don't tell me, and then he asks you some irrelevant questions and then guess the right answer, and you kept wondering how he did it. Well, when you manipulate the data in your brain's memory, you utilize a portion of your brain that adds the manipulated data to your actual recorded data of the event. and you mark that portion as safe. Most probably, there you keep all the passwords and secrets that you don't tell anybody. And since the brain also keeps evolving, it evolves itself to reduce the suffering caused to your body each time you get access to that region of your brain. So it modifies, it creates a bypass memory, and you may not have to hurt yourself emotionally each time you remember an event accidentally or intentionally. For more detail on this, we might talk to some expert in human psychology and neurology. Some spiritual beliefs who know much less about neurons and hormones. They might tell you in their spiritual layman language that your mind has power to heal your wounds. Well, our wounds to heal, but that is more relevant to our circulatory and nervous system than to touch your hand and indicate that portion of your body responsible for all. Also, as I told you before, wounds never heal, brain always bypass the memory as well as sensitivity. That means you can feel the pain of a much older wound anytime later in your life. If not exactly the pain, then at least an itch that you generally ignore while doing nothing and standing idle. It is hard to believe that if it's true fact, but since we often idealize someone to improve ourselves and become more like someone, nowadays what we call them the influencer. So it is in our nature, we look at someone else and try to figure out solving our problem just like someone else did it in a similar situation. So it is good, it helps sometimes, but still we all are somewhere different and make different choice. So that influencer might influence you to develop a bypass circuit in your brain like what we discussed earlier, but they can't actually change what your physical body suffered. That means if again forcibly you are drawn back to portion of brain that has recorded all the data of past with sufferings, be it emotional or physical, it will hurt you real bad again anytime in future. So you do not literally move on from anything or anyone. It stays there in your subconscious mind, and to avoid that consciousness and avoid the acceptance of that occurring, we try to stay unconscious most of the times with the help of alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, etc. Sometimes this addiction can look not so dangerous like a food addiction or maybe shopping, and not to mention having too much sex. So the next time some spiritual looking person tells you that he or she will heal you, he or she is a fake, you better catch them at once. I have personally noticed while performing live to my audience, started losing tears as I sing. Well, I am not telling I'm doing something wrong, but at least I want you to be aware of facts. When I sing in acoustic next to a person, my physical presence gives them a sense of happiness. It is not a sad crying these all emotions and very naturally human. But scientifically, what is happening with all those old melodies and lyrics? I'm giving them a virtual travel to the good old childhood memories when they were all naive and were never hurt by anyone ever. This life was never this harsh on them. As they say, childhood is the best phase of our lives. When the audience relates to the present audio and visual data to the hidden data of sweet childhood memories, they find a connection, and it kind of solves an equation like LHS equal to RHS, which is unexplainably satisfying. Imagine myself dreaming of visiting LA, America, and become a star throughout my life, and once I reach America, it is not the same and all locked down with pandemic. Though I dreamed of making an album with Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, or maybe become part of Hollywood movie. And sadly, it is true, many of us, when they become capable of reaching the place they ever dreamed of it, vanished before time or had lost its charm. This happens because it's not just you, me, or 2, 3 people. This whole world is suffering from it. Everybody is continuously killing that innocent kid inside them. They know they can't reboot or replay, but can only become rude with passing times. You and I are no exception. It is really hard to keep that kid alive inside that you. That's what makes you an artist. And yeah, that is my secret. How I was able to put my audience in tears sometimes. Because in childhood, theme was no heartbreak, no cheating, no looting, no sickness, no jealousy, no lies, but honesty. We actually learn to tell lies with eyes open as we grow now. We don't say what we feel, so there is a whole system that is bypassing already in our brains that we call society, which still loves children, dogs, cats. Thank you for listening. Bye bye. Hello.